Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Black Positivity Challenge. In case you are new here, this is where we remind you of all the good things happening in the world. We keep each other in the light. We talk about positive things. We share stories and videos of people doing good things, happy people, loving people. And yeah, like I said, let's just keep each other in the light. So without further ado, today we are going to be talking about love, and we're going to remind you that there's still good love in the world. I manifested it, you can manifest it, and we just want to see more couples, more love, more marriages, more weddings, and just more happiness. So without further ado, let's check this video out.
What was the spark that drew you to me?
First, it was your voice. At the airport, we were getting ready to load up for season 2. But I was recording the experience of going back to season 2. And I saw you, and I was like, we're ready for season 2, and I'm with this guy. What's your name?
I said, I'm Skyh.
I'm Skyh Black.
Uh-huh.
I said, who do you play? And you said,
Jacoby.
And I said, well, what do you do this season?
I come in and I shit up.
My heart went, doo-doo, doo-doo.
I go to hang out with one of my castmates while we were in quarantine, and you were walking to rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, how are you? And I say this all the time, and we had our first actual conversation for real, privately, away from everybody else and not on camera. And we started talking about family. And you did the girl-woman thing where you put your head to the side. and and I was like, and I did the guy thing where I was like, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the thing.
And then we stayed in that position.
It was weird because we didn't know what to do.
Right, it was
it's like we know we wanted to pursue more, but at the same time, like I felt like I gotta keep my job, you gotta keep your job.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's something there that we be like. No, but that was the thing I remember the most. Like out of all of our interactions leading up to it, that's when I was like, oh wait, this is different.
We didn't start dating until after Sistas season 2.
Yes.
What was it like making the transition from that moment to the romantic special moments?
I was actually a little shocked that I was still in your mental orbit.
I was like, yo, if you need any advice, if you need some help, like, yo, send me your number. And then I called immediately. It was like, dun, dun, dun. I was like,
it was. Wouldn't that have been horrible?
First of all, and then you corrected it.
I corrected it.
And then I called you immediately.
Immediately. And we stayed on the phone for 3 hours. We were talking about your
3-hour conversation. Woo! That is nostalgia. That just reminds you of like back in the days where we forget that we have cell phones and we have unlimited data and we have all of these things. But back in the days, like to just be able to stay on the phone that long with someone, especially when you had to share phones. So maybe your sister had to use the phone, or your mother had to use the phone, or your father or your brother. I think we have come to a point in time where we do not, because things are so disposable and because we have access to unlimited resources, we tend to forget how precious it is to really just converse. You know what I mean? Like just a good conversation, like 3 hours, that's so nostalgic and it's so beautiful. And I really hope that you guys meet someone that you can have a 3-hour conversation with. That's a soul conversation.
The passing of your father, the anniversary was coming up, which allowed me to be open because I immediately said, hey, I know how you feel.
Yeah,
because
then we talked about your father
because
passing.
my father passed.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have a transition because we both were so intentional.
Completely.
I'm ready for something real and you're ready for something real. So let's build something real.
How did you tell other people?
It was tough for me to tell people because I had just exclaimed that I was going to not date anybody for a year.
I remember remember you said that. When did you at least tell mama?
Immediately. I told her after our first date.
I don't know this. After first date?
Yeah.
What?
It was the best date of my life. Yes, I called my mom, was like, Mom, I'm getting married. What is the easiest thing to love about me, and what is the hardest thing to love about me?
The easiest thing to love about you, there's a unspoken loyalty that means a lot to me, and that's the easiest thing to love about you. The hardest thing, which is a good thing, is that I have to take accountability for my shortcomings. You call them out for my growth. The thing that makes it hard is that you have to search yourself and say, yes, I need to work on this. Yes, I need to work on that. It's hard because you force me to take self-inventory a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, baby.
You gonna cry?
Yeah.
You don't mess up your makeup. Oh, come here, baby. I love you.
That was really sweet.
It's true. What is the easiest thing and the hardest thing to love about me?
The hardest thing is that, like, you're such a giver. Yeah, whatever. I just gave so and da-da-da-da-da. And no, man, I felt it on my heart, and it's just like, baby, but you needed that. You're like, it's fine. I'll get another one. Like, it's just like, it's just this giving spirit that you have. Sometimes it hurts you. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And sometimes your head gets heavy. Sometimes that's hard, to watch. So many easy things. Your honesty, you just are like the most persistent, consistent, loving person I have ever met in my life.
So she mentioned persistence and consistency. And that in this day and age, I'm sure there's so many women that understand the current struggle of men no longer being as consistent or persistent because they don't have to, right? Consistency and persistence is work. But when you have social media, so instead of you working on this woman that you really, because we all are drawn to people by something, and that it's like that unshakable thing, right? And instead of men in modern times really saying, okay, well, she's not giving me what I want as easily, or, she is just not folding, or she's not like those other girls. They just kind of move on, because there's Instagram and there's social media and, oh my God, even worse with dating apps, like there's so many options that it makes it hard for a man to actually practice consistency and persistence. So, not saying this necessarily in a bad way because women, we do it too, but it's just beautiful to see men still being consistent and, showing persistence. Like if you want to pass a test, right? You keep studying. If you love sports, you keep practicing, right? You practice even when you are not mandated to practice. You practice at home, you do your stretches. So, this is something that is not just about dating. If you're a person or a man that really hones in on being persistent and learning consistency, you will go so far because a lot of our dreams and our goals require persistence, right? So it's, I think a lot of times we isolate things like, oh, I don't have to strengthen the muscle of consistency or persistence, but it really is a muscle that once you strengthen it in one area, it just spreads out to every area. So kudos to him, for being consistent.
That makes me feel good.
You should.
That makes me feel good. I mean, my dad was like that. So my dad's my hero.
I know.
So, thank you, baby.
Ooh.
There's onions up in here,
It's someone cutting onions.
Yeah.
So yeah, just hearing him talk about how he took that negative and made it a positive is beautiful. And if there's any men watching, like I really commend you if you are uh doing what we're supposed to do. And that is going above and beyond what your parents did. So kudos to him. Like that's beautiful.
For the engagement, before you proposed to me, what were you feeling? What were your feelings?
I was talking to my grandmother and my family about how do I do this? How do I make it special? Cut to, we get to Miami and we have all our family, we have both of our families together and it's this special event. I got nervous the moment I started speaking. I've always felt the fire of my dreams going for me. And now I have the fire of building something for a person I'm so beyond in love with. Like, I started thinking about my dad, and my dad wasn't there. And I was like, you know, I was just like, I didn't realize how deep my love is for you. Like, I know I'm completely 100 and times 1,000% in love, but it's just like, I understood the definition of soul mate and soul tie. And then I started to get nervous. I was shaking. Like I remember it, and
I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, and I was
I've
like,
never seen you like that before.
It was the first time, one of the first times in my life where I felt like it was life or death for me.
So, first of all, she looks gorgeous all up and down in that black dress. She looks amazing. But something that a lot of people may not notice that I noticed, and I wanted to point out about this couple, is body language. So I watch a lot of videos about body language. I'm a nerd about human behavior and studying why. So don't mind me. But what I noticed is how the couple, if you just look at their body language, there's a closeness, right? You could tell that they are really attracted to each other. And I don't just mean physical, because attraction goes further than just thinking that somebody is beautiful or sexy. Like you can just see they're just pay attention to their body language. And you know, I'm pointing these things out because people think that love is dead, and it's still out here. It's still happening. There are still couples where there are two people that actually really like each other. So I just wanted to point that out, even though she looked gorgeous in the dress. And of course, he looks good as well, but just their closeness.
I am like, I know my baby and I know that something's wrong, but I was just trying to gauge it before making an announcement. Like, we have to go to the ER right now. We have to go to the ER.
Right. What did you feel in that moment?
I just remember being worried about you. And so I was like, he's stressed out because all he's doing is this. Before I knew it, that ring was out. And I was like, give it to me. I just felt warm and fuzzy. Rapid fire emotions. It was just love everywhere. I was like surrounded by love. So how do you envision our wedding day? And how do you envision 5 years from our wedding day?
It's going to exceed our expectations. Life is different when you do it with a life partner.
That's right.
5 years from now, that's an empire at the rate we're going.
100%.
How do you envision your wedding day?
Can I get my notepad?
How do you envision us 5 years from now?
Scroll, swipe. It's gonna be either two things. It's gonna be the most grand thing that I can conjure up, or because of our schedules, it may end up being very intimate and very small. But it's certainly going to be full of love. It's going to be, you know, my motto is stay lit and stay woke. So, you know, 5 years from now, I feel like we'll be in a nice little groove. We'll definitely have, you know, ideally we will have started a family.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited to be a father.
Yeah, and I'm excited to be a mom and still loving each other and still spending quality time and still have a fire and passion for each other.
That's not even a question.
I think that's what's important. Like, you know, life happens, but it's still this.
And that empire's gonna be there.
How does it feel to love a Black woman?
Incredible. I was raised by a Black woman. You make me feel seen in this career choice, in this day and age. That is something that I never thought I would have. Transparency, you know, my mom wasn't in my life. I didn't think I would have anybody after my grandmother. It's the best thing in the world. You're the best thing in the world. It feels incredible. You are way beyond more than enough.
You were on my makeup.
Mission accomplished.
Wasn't that couple so cute? Wasn't they so cute? And I'm not even talking about looks. What I love most about that couple is their chemistry. Like, there's so many things in the world that you can have, but chemistry is not the easiest thing to come across. Like, one person can be in and all in, the other person can be in and all in, and the other person is out. But when you meet two people that really just seem to have beautiful, inviting, engaging chemistry, oh my God, their body language, the closeness of how they sit next to each other, the way they look at, let's not even talk about how they look at each other. Like, you know, I feel like I'm doing this to remind people that love and romance, it really is beautiful. Like, it really is beautiful and fulfilling when it's just good. Like, I don't know any other word to say about it, but when it's good. And you can tell, and I know you can't tell everything that's going on in people's relationships. And, you know, we're all imperfect, but their chemistry is what really drew me to this couple. And, um, like I said, the way they look at each other is something that you can't buy. It's something that you just can't fake. And they look at each other that way when they're talking. Like, he's not looking somewhere else, she's not looking somewhere else. Like, they are locked in chemistry wise, and that is beautiful. And the way they talk about each other, and I just, for them to find love in Hollywood, first of all, if you find love in the entertainment industry, bless you. Seriously, bless you. If they could find love in the entertainment industry, everyone could find love. And I just wanted to remind you guys and just share beauty. You know, there's, like I said, there's so much happening on the internet, you know, with the gender wars, and we forget how abundant the world is. We forget about possibilities. You know what I mean? Like, we know what the probabilities are, but sometimes we forget about possibilities. Sometimes we forget about faith. Like, you know, I wasn't forgotten. God didn't forget me. You know, the universe didn't forget me. I'm loved. I'm here for a reason. Everyone is here to be loved. Everyone should be loved. And, you know, just, yeah, I just have to share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that couple. It's Skyh and, oh my gosh, I can't, Skyh Black, and I cannot remember his name, but of course I'm gonna put the link in the description. Check the couple out. I still watch them, you know, here and there. I really love, like I said, their chemistry, and they've been together for maybe 4 years now, I want to say. And I feel like their chemistry is just as strong, just as beautiful. They had an elaborate wedding. Whoa. I need to do a wedding series because I see so many beautiful weddings. But we know that the marriage is far more important than the wedding. And I love this couple's relationship, and that their marriage motivates people. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next video.